How can you tell what is valid? Something is valid when it is any of the following: relevant and meaningful to the case or circumstance, well-grounded or justifiable in terms of empirical facts, being a logically correct inference, or generally accepted. It is valid to say that it's raining when it is in fact raining, but not when the sky is clear. Something is valid when it is appropriate to the end in view, if it's effective to reaching an individual's ultimate goals. If when your friend is sad, they like to have drinks, you can validate that alcohol numbs your feelings, but invalidate that having a drinking problem does not allow your friend to advance in their career or keep themselves healthy. How do you validate? There are 6 levels of validation. Level 1. Level 1 validation is paying attention. When you pay attention, you treat the individual and what they are saying or doing as relevant and meaningful. This requires serious attention and communicates to the person that, in the moment, they are seen and important. Be mindful of your own nonverbal reactions in order to avoid invalidation. Even when you disagree or don't understand, you need to pay attention to people's behaviors, beliefs, and feelings. How would you ever learn anything new or get to know others if you ignored them whenever you disagreed? Paying attention is not agreeing or approving of a person's activities, emotions, beliefs, or experiences. It simply says that the person is alive and matters. When you ignore a person, you communicate that the person's activities, feelings, beliefs, or experiences are not relevant, meaningful, or important to you. Level 2. Level 2 validation is reflecting back without judgment. The goal is to communicate that you have accurately heard what the other person has said. Stay open to correction. It is important not to add your own assumptions or interpretations. Reflecting back does not imply approval or encouragement, nor does it imply evaluation of effectiveness or value. Validation at this level does not require us to add in word, deed, or nonverbal response that the other person's responses corresponds with the empirical facts when they may not. Level 3. Level 3 validation is reading minds. Reading minds is figuring out what is going on with the person without him or her telling you in words. This takes interpersonal sensitivity to voice tone and body language. Facial expressions can communicate aspects of an experience that a person has not put into words. Observe the person's posture, face, and behavior. Put that information together with what is happening and what you already know about the person. At times, just knowing the situation may be enough to enable you to read what's going on with the other person. Express how you think the person may be feeling or thinking. It's validating for someone to be able to read into how you feel, or at least notice. Since you don't actually know what another person is feeling, you use caution and be open to correction. If you're incorrect, you don't take that correction that would be very invalidating for the other person. If you feel manipulated by what someone says or does, do not assume that the intention was to manipulate you. Level 3 validation requires you to accept that you might have misread the other person. Be tentative about offering that reading. It's a good idea to ask. Make a hypothesis or guess. I'm guessing that you're really disappointed, instead of, you're really feeling disappointed about that. Remain open to being corrected by the other person. No one can actually observe another's internal thoughts and feelings. Level 4. Level 4 validation is understanding and communicating the cause. Look for how the feelings, thoughts, and actions of a person make sense. given their history and current situation, even if you don't approve of the behavior, emotions, or actions themselves. It's validating that what you're doing is understandable to other people in light of previous events or circumstances. In essence, you're saying, given your history, how could your experience or behavior be other? Learn people's history. Understand previous events and understand if they have a mental or physical disorder. All three of these things are going to impact the place that they're coming from and the actions that they take. Level 5. Level 5 validation is acknowledging the valid. Acknowledging the valid is communicating that a person's experience makes sense because it fits the present facts, is well-rounded or logically correct, or is effective for their ultimate goals. This is the heart of dialectical behavior therapy. It is the answer to the question, can this be true? And involves looking for how the person's behavior makes sense because it is a reasonable or normative response to the current situation. Caution is needed. You can insult and invalidate a person if you try to validate something because of past causes or personal character, when the present circumstance makes a response valid. Level 6. Level 6 validation is to show equality. Respond to the other person as having equal status with yourself and as being entitled to equal respect. The opposite of treating a person in a condescending manner or as overly fragile. Showing equality is responding to the individual as capable of effective and reasonable behavior, rather than assuming that they are either inadequate or superior. Showing equality implies being your genuine self within the relationship.